Hi Year 6 and welcome to Tuesday's maths lesson. We're going to carry on with our area, perimeter and volume unit. Today we're going to look at volume, but before I explain that, let's warm up by practicing finding area again. So these three shapes follow the lessons that we've had, the last three lessons. So you've got the area of a compound shape here, two rectangles put together, the area of a triangle, and the area of a parallelogram. See if you can pause, remember the formula and go and work those out. If you've forgotten the formula, here's a quick hint. So rectangle, length by width, find both rectangles, add them together. Triangle, half length times width, and parallelogram, straight width by the length. Pause there and go and have a go. Okay, so let's just quickly go through that. So to do this one, you would have had to split it off into two rectangles. Then this rectangle's area will be 6 by 2, which is 12. And this one will be 9 by, I've got to work out what this length is. So the length is 10, that bit is 6, so that bit must go together and be 4. 9 times 4 is 36. So I'm going to add those together to get the total area, and the area will equal 48. And then I'm going to remember my units. So 48 centimetres, squared. So well done if you got that. Then for your triangle, remember a triangle is half of a rectangle. So you can do 7 times 6 just like you would for the rectangle, but because this part's missing, you'll then half that. So 7 times 6 is 42, and half of 42 is 21. And that's going to be, whoa, that's a big I, that's going to be inches squared. Sorry about that. Okay, and then for your parallelogram, you're going to use this length here multiplied by this. Remember, a parallelogram is the same as a rectangle, because if I cut off this bit here and put it in this hole here, it will just be a rectangle. So you needed to do 1.8 times 2.5, which hopefully you worked out was 4.5 meters squared. Okay, so well done if you've remembered that. Let's take a look at volume. So volume is a kind of the 3D measurement. So while we've been doing area and perimeter, we've been looking at 2D shapes, flat shapes. Perimeter, remember, is the length around the outside. Area is the space inside the shape. Now, volume is the space inside a shape, but for 3D shapes. So this is an easy start. These are 3D shapes made up of cubes, okay? So I want you to pause the video and tell me, quite simply, how many cubes are used to make each one. Okay, so this one is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to call that 5 cubes. Okay, then we've got 3, then we've got 4, then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that would be the volume of those shapes where we've got cubes. Let's have a look at this large cube made out of smaller cubes. Okay, so the volume of this is going to be 8 centimetres cubed. Now, our volume measurement there is cubed. So where area was squared, volume is cubed because we're going 3 ways. We're going 3D. And if the volume of this shape is 8, how do you think we might have got there? Okay, so I can see that this is got 2 cubes that way. Okay, a width. It's got 2 cubes in length. And it's got, because that would be my area if it was flat, but because it's 3D, it's got a height as well. It's got 2 cubes in height. Okay, so what we need to do to work out volume, well done if you spotted or thought this, we need to multiply all 3 of those measurements. So 2 times 2 times 2. And that's where we got our 8 from. 2 times 2 is 4, times another 2 is 8. Okay, so we sort of start with what we do for area if it was a square, and then because it's volume, because it's a 3D shape, we add the height as another measurement. Then we take all 3 measurements and multiply them together. So let's have a look at this one. To work out the volume of this shape, so we need a width measurement, 1, 2, 3 centimeters. We need a length measurement, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we need a height measurement, 1, 2. And then we're going to take those measurements and we're going to multiply them all together. So 2 times 3 times 4. So take a second to work that out. Okay, and so we should have got 24 centimeters cubed. So well done if you got that. So what you've got to remember when you do today's activity, again, as always, pick your level of difficulty if this feels a bit complicated, but you're going to be working out volume, so you need to have that length, that width, and that height measurement, okay? So it's the same if you don't have those squares to count, but you just have to make sure that you've got a length for each side. So this one here, it's not to scale, so you haven't got squares to count, but it's given you your width, it's given you your length, and it's given you your height measurement. Okay, so pause here and work out what the volume of this cuboid would be. Okay, so just the same, even though you've got nothing to count, it's given you the measurements, and that's absolutely fine. So you have to do 5 times 2 times 3, which hopefully you have worked out is 30. Okay, so your volume here is 30, and then think about my units. We're working in centimeters, and where it's volume, we're going to put cubed. Okay. So we've got 2 more cuboids here. Pause the video. You've got the measurements for you. Pause the video and work out the volume of these 2 cuboids. Okay, so multiplying your 3 different lengths together. So 5 times 7 times 3. Now, where you're getting into bigger numbers, it's up to you how you want to do it. So you could either do 5 times 7 is 35, and then times that by 3. Or you could do 7 times 3 is 21, times that by 5. It doesn't matter which order you do it in. Multiplication, you can do it in any order. I would personally find it easier to do 7 times 3 is 21, because then I can multiply that by 5 in my head. So the answer that you should have got is 105, and we're in meters, and you need that cubed. This one here then, you needed to do 10 times 2 times 4. We should be able to do that in our head. 10 times 2 is 20, times that by 4 is 80. Let's just shuffle that along, okay? 80, we're in millimeters and cubed. So big well done if you got those both right. Let's have a look at this one then, okay? Now, before you have a go, little hint, change them all to centimeters. Remember, we can't work area, perimeter, or volume if all our measures are in different units. So make them all centimeters first, then work it out and see who you think is correct. Okay, so 3/4 of a meter is 75 centimeters, 1 meter is 100 centimeters. So your calculation would be 75 times 100 times 20. So well done if you worked that out as the correct calculation. And then if you worked all of that out properly, you will have found that this one was the right answer, 150,000 centimeters cubed. And I think that what this guy's done instead is he's converted this, but he's left this as 1. And so he's multiplied it by 1 instead of 100, and it's just too small an answer. So well done if you worked out what to do, and well done if you managed to get the answer as well. All right, let's have a look at the next little challenge. Okay, this one takes it the other way around. So it's given you what the volume is, and it's asking you what the length, the width, and the height could be. So my answer needs to be 20 centimetres cubed. What could these three measurements be? Now, it can be anything as long as when you times this and this and this, you get 20. Pause and have a go. Fab. So there might be some different answers for this, but you could have had 2 times 10 times 1. You could have had 4 times 5 times 1. 5. You could have had 2 times 2 times 5. Okay. You could have had 20 times 1 times 1. So if you had a different answer, that's fine, as long as when you times the 3 together, you get 20. Well done if you managed to work out that little challenge. Right, it's time now for you to go and have a go. So pick your level of challenge for the worksheet, and you've just got to remember that formula. To find out volume, you need 3 measurements. You need a length, a width, and a height to get the volume of those cubes or cuboids. So good luck. Remember, send through any work that you do, and if you need help, we will be on Teams for the support meetings at 12:10. Thank you for joining the lesson today.